welcome to another episode of the No Name Podcast. I am your host this week, Ricky, along with the co-host of the most, and that is, of course, Manny Canales and everything.
Me?
Uh, our third co-host, Arturo, may join us later
May
on.
not.
Later, I don't know. He has babysitting duties currently at the moment, um, and everything, but it's not gonna hold us back and all that stuff and on what we do. Again, Ricky, Manny, this is the No Name Podcast. You can catch us every other on a bi. You can catch the bi-weekly podcast every other Wednesday here on either YouTube, Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and many other audio podcast services. We're available at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. To understand that, uh, not only that, but exclusively on YouTube, we have a brand new show that just recently debuted and everything, and that is the No Name Sports Show, co-hosted by, of course, me and Manny. This is our new monthly show that we're gonna be talking about sports because it's all me and Manny talk about and all that stuff most of the time.
That's true. We talk about life.
I'm just saying in the majority, of it and all that stuff. So it was like we decided,
Fair.
why not make a
That's
monthly
fair.
show? Why not make a monthly show out of it and everything and all that stuff?
That's, that's fair.
Haven't already. It is as of right now only on our YouTube channel, where so you can check it there, here on this channel, and everything. We talk about football, how everything's going. We did picks for week 2, 3, and 4. Manny, I think based off your picks, I think you got all yours right
Oh, yeah.
and all that stuff
Mhm.
and everything. I think so. Well, you still have one more, which is currently going right now, but
Yeah.
it's going in your favor though, and all that stuff. If I remember correctly on the picks, and all that stuff,
Clean sweep for the
and all that
first
stuff.
pick.
Let's see. Yeah,
It's a good start. It's a good start.
yeah. So you did. Yeah. So judging how the rest of the night goes for the Monday night game, which is currently happening right now as of this recording, um, Manny will go a perfect 3-0 on week 2, and we'll see how you'll favor. We'll see how we'll favor in week 3 and 4 later on, and then we'll tally those up on episode 2, which will happen in October for that episode and everything.
Should play fantasy football.
And
No,
all
I'm
stuff.
bored with fantasy
I
football.
was like, I don't think fantasy
Yeah,
football would be
I'm horrible at
and all
it.
that stuff and everything. No, it doesn't work like that. But other than that,
Yeah.
let's move on. Let's get everything. We do have a somewhat jam packed of stuff that happened in the last couple of weeks. Um, it's just a lot to deal with. But we'll just start off easily. As you know, since our last episode, the D23 recently happened this past since our last episode and everything. And then, of course, if you don't know what the D23 is, it is the ultimate Disney fan expo, I guess, in some ways. They don't. It's not an every year thing. As far as I just now learned, this is the first one in a while though because of COVID and everything and all that stuff. Manny's working on his lighting right now at the moment. If
I clicked the button and
for
I
the
had to cycle through all of
for the audio listeners
them.
there and everything, Manny's currently like
Yeah.
going through his filters and everything
Yeah. Go into my filters.
and everything. But yeah. So this is the first one since COVID and everything. They're not having one next year and all that stuff. So this isn't going to
This is
be
true.
this is not a yearly thing. Um, and all that stuff. So if you want to get your hands on this, you got to become a D23 member, ex fan member or something like that, if I remember correctly. And everything. There's and all that stuff, and then you can get these passes on that. I don't know if they changed locations. I know this year it was in Anaheim, next to Disneyland, of course, and everything. So I don't know if the next one will be they'll switch to Florida for what in Walt Disney World and all that stuff. But
Usually not.
so D23 Expo is normally in Anaheim only.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Manny's a aficionado on Disney, so say, and all that stuff.
Not really.
It's not really, but he knows his stuff.
Not really.
He knows his stuff.
Yeah.
He knows his stuff.
Yeah.
And everything like that. But the main things we're gonna look at more particularly are the upcoming stuff from Star Wars, Marvel Studios, and Disney parks, because there's a couple of things that I saw that are pretty interesting. out of that because they do a lot of things. They focus on like the movie stuff, TV stuff, the parks themselves, and everything like that. Um, and everything. There was recently I saw a clip of them showing off the revamped Toontown when it gets reopened next year. Um, looks nice. Looks nice. And
Good
everything.
soup.
Huh?
Good soup.
Good soup. Exactly.
Good soup.
But we'll start off with the Star Wars stuff first. Some of this stuff has we've already talked about in previous stuff, but I just want to give a little more emphasis on this. What's here? Bad Batch season 2 is now has an official release date. It's going to be January 4th of 2023. It will premiere with the first 2 episodes, and it'll be a 16 episode season. For that to get that done. No trailer was shown there, no trailer, no public trailer was released or anything like that. I'm sure there's probably stuff shown privately at the event itself. Um, After that, Tales of the Jedi is their animated shorts that are set around the prequel era, more so between either before the prequel trilogy or after, during or after that time and everything. There will be a total of 6 shorts that will all premiere on October 26th. There is a public trailer which shows some many cool things such as a young Qui-Gon, young Dooku,
Yaddle.
Ahsoka, and all that stuff. Mace Windu.
Yaddle.
What?
Yaddle.
Yaddle?
Yaddle.
I was like, what?
No, no, Yaddle. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I was like, what?
That's dope.
Everything, yeah. So all 6 shorts will be released on the 26th of October. I think they're like 15 minutes long from what I remember and all that stuff,
What the
which
crap?
and all that stuff where they're shorts, they're not full episodes.
That's fair.
Everything. That's why I said shorts. I didn't say episodes.
I
And
thought
that's
you meant like a short series.
no, 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 no.
I
No, 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 no. It's like it's like the I am Group thing, but a little bit more longer.
didn't watch that in group. Not
And
gonna
all that
lie.
stuff and everything. Those they're pretty cool for the. I think they're like 5 minutes, but they're pretty funny. And all that stuff.
I know some people that watched it. They said they liked it. And I
Huh?
was gonna watch it too. I just didn't.
Wait, what? What did you hear?
I was like, I have some people that I know that watched it and they said it was good.
Mm,
And I was gonna watch it and I just didn't.
yeah. So those, yeah, but they're 15 minutes. They're gonna be cool and everything like that. But we'll see how that goes and everything. Next is
Mandalorian.
the Mandalorian. Sorry, I had to caught something right there for a little bit there
There you
and all that stuff. We finally we have that. It looks like it is coming early 2023, and for that, and there was a teaser trailer that was released and all that stuff, and it looks very, very, very interesting. And everything for that stuff. We are heading to Mandalore, of course, for those who don't know. Even though that was already talked about at Star Wars Celebration. It's very exciting to see and all that stuff. Um, so that's the Star Wars side of things and all that stuff. And and on to Marvel Studios and all that
go.
stuff. A few things here. A few more details on a few shows, on a few stuff that's already been talked about and everything. Ironheart, the new Marvel Studio show that'll be coming in 2023. For this one, part of the Phase 5 slate of content that's coming. For the few details that we got, it is going to be set after the events of Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. So we got a little timeline place of what's happening there. Basically, the story delves into the dynamics between tech versus magic. It is something that's like kind of a big deal in the comics in a way and all that stuff because we deal with there's technology and of course magic between the two. It was announced that the Hood, who is a known villain in the comics, will be the villain in this show, and Anthony Ramos, I think his name was that was the actor that was announced to play as the villain. You don't know him. He's no you've probably seen him from if you've seen Hamilton. He was damn it, what was this, which one was it? He's in Hamilton. I know he's in Hamilton for sure and all that stuff. But that's one of the big ones that he's in. So if you haven't seen Hamilton, check that out and all that stuff. but that'll be coming in 2023. And all that stuff. Next up, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Of course, this is the first film released in that will be released in Phase 5 next year, and basically it's the same stuff that they mentioned in Comic-Con, but the one big tidbit out of that, and at least I think it is, and all that stuff, the film will connect to the next Avengers movie, The King Dynasty, which will be released on 2025 for it and everything. So that's one of the big tidbits about that. Uh, Next up is Werewolf by Night. This is going to be Marvel Studios' first Halloween special and everything. Luckily, I didn't say special because there is a holiday special coming out later this year from Guardians of the Galaxy. So this is the first Halloween
Yeah.
special. So just to clear that out, the way and everything like that. It is premiering on October 7th on Disney Plus exclusively, and the trailer. There is a trailer released out in public for everyone to see, and all stuff, and it does give a little old school monster vibes of and everything, which is pretty exciting to see in a Marvel Studios
So
standpoint and everything, and within the MCU and see where it brings. So that's gonna be interesting to see. Secret Invasion. This is, I think, if I believe correctly, based on the order, this will be the first Disney Plus show that'll come out in Phase 5 next year of 2023. Big thing out of this is the trailer that was released for this. A lot of things happening in that trailer. Very excited to see. I'm just interested of like who's the scroll and who's not, because that's the only thing I think about every time I see that trailer and stuff, because it deals with a lot of things and all that stuff. If you haven't seen that, if you haven't read the comic, but the comic's really good too, in my opinion. Next up, Armor Wars. It is still happening and all that stuff, which was never gone in the first place. Because if anyone doesn't remember, when the next phases got announced and all that stuff and was there, Armor Wars was missing. I think we're fine, and this proves it and all that stuff and everything. Also, if you don't know, John Cheadle will be the star role in this for as Rhodey in Armor Wars. He's also in Secret Invasion for those who don't know also. So that's pretty cool to see. All that stuff. And and based off that trailer, I have a few tidbits about Rhodey, and particularly in that trailer, and everything. Next show, Echo, which is also in 2023, if I believe correctly. This is of course the I don't apologize if I'm not trying to like say anything wrong. This is the of course the deaf person knows the sign language and everything. Back in Hawkeye, she'll have her own show. This is also set after the events of that show, said Hawkeye, and so that way, and of course, we will have Vincent D'Onofrio as the Kingpin will return in the show and all that stuff, because come on now, he didn't die in the end of Hawkeye. Of course he did. All that stuff. For that. Next up, Daredevil Born Again. Nothing much on this one. All I know is production begins next year. Charlie Cox is Daredevil. Vincent D'Onofrio is Daredevil. Kingpin will return, of course, and everything, for those who don't know, and everything. And
we did get word this isn't a season. This isn't a reboot. This isn't a continuation from Netflix. It's its own thing.
it's its own thing, yeah. That's
Yeah.
I'm all that stuff is fine. I'm not gonna trip about it really.
I mean, we don't get Luke Cage right now. That kind of sucks. We don't get Punisher. That kind of sucks. Yet.
In due time, my
Yeah,
friend.
sure. But if it
In
was a
due time.
continuation, though, we know it was a character. That's the good part.
In due time. In due time. In due time. That's not. I think ever since this day, it's like Manny's always saying, Punisher needs to come back. Punisher needs to come back. Like, give it time.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. Next up, Captain America: New World Order. The fourth movie in the series is fine. It will be happening in 2024. Shooting begins in 2023. For this one, and of course, we have Anthony Mackie returning as Sam Wilson, aka Captain America, after the events of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and everything.
Hulk Hogan, Kevin Nash. You get it? No, you get the
No,
joke.
I get it. I get it. No, I get it. And all that stuff. I'm just like, really?
Look at the spray paint NWO on the shield. That'd be hilarious.
Anyways, again, shooting begins 2023. Uh, Isaac, the character that plays Isaiah Bradley from Falcon and Winter Soldier, is also planning on returning. The person that plays, I think I forgot his name, Torres. I think it was Torres. He will be
Yep.
returning for the movie also. Also, we also got announced that the villain for this movie is none other than the leader. Now, for those who don't, to give a little tidbit of this, yes, this is mainly a Hulk villain. For those who don't know who he is, but
Big brain.
this isn't technically this isn't a brand new villain. This isn't this isn't someone fresh entering the MCU. He was actually introduced back in the 2018 film, 2008 film, The Incredible Hulk, and everything. And that is MCU connected and all that stuff and everything. That was before Ruffalo became Norton, and it was Edward Norton at the time. And um, he wasn't announced. He wasn't shown as the villain. He was shown as before he became the leader. It's his name was Samuel Stearns, and the actor that played him back in the 2008 film is returning to the film too.
Hey, quick question: how cool would it be if like Samuel Stearns came back as Red Hulk? That'd be kind of cool.
No,
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
no, what that isn't. No, no. Do you not understand who the leader
They can do
is?
so. It's what
The
I know
leader.
who the leader is. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, Samuel Stearns is the leader.
yeah. I know. I said Sam Norton as the Red Hulk.
Oh, I heard Samuel Stearns. I definitely heard Samuel
I
Stearns.
was like, what? That'd be
Edward
kind of cool.
Norton return as the Red Hulk.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
You do
They
know
can do something with that.
but
If they do something with that. Mm.
but the Red Hulk was on. Well, unfortunately, uh,
Multiverse.
quit doing that. Quit doing that. Why does I swear people say multiverse excuses? The multiverse is a bad excuse in my opinion nowadays. Anyways, moving on to that. Moving on to the next film, which will end Phase 5, if I remember correctly, which is the Thunderbolts. Now, this is of course, as Feige explained, based off how the MCU currently is, the Avengers no longer exist, so
Fair.
we need someone else. We need someone else to pump it up, pump it up. Thus enters the Thunderbolts and all that stuff. And it was revealed the lineup was revealed of who will be in this team, and that is Elena from, of course, Black Widow, the Red Guardian, also from Black Widow,
Fire.
Go,
Fire. He makes
Go
the team.
Ghost from Ant-Man and the Wasp, underrated villain in my opinion, in that movie. Taskmaster. Well, people will have a lot of stuff to say about that, particularly, um, and everything. John Walker from Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and everything. And then, of course, for those who don't remember, Contessa Valentina Allegra de Fonte. Of course, if you've seen Falcon and the Winter Soldier and Black Widow, you've seen scenes with her with talking to Yelena and John Walker. That's where
It's
she
Val, right?
introduced or Val, yeah, or Val, and everything in that. And then of course the team. I don't know if they officially announced it, but it looks like it may lead to like because Bucky's also on the team, but I think he may be the team person that's going to lead the team. So I don't know yet. I don't know though. That's just me speculating and all that stuff. But it's good to see. We're getting to see Bucky and his doing his own thing technically, pretty much now, and all that stuff.
All right, so hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Thunderbolt starts. Okay,
Oh
they
God.
introduce all these characters. They introduce all these characters, and then everybody dies in the first scene.
This ain't no.
And,
This ain't Suicide Squad. This ain't Suicide Squad. I see where you're going with this. No, I don't.
except Bucky and like maybe Yelena,
No,
and then
no,
how hilarious would that be though? They just
nah.
ripped
I
off
don't think they
Suicide
would do
Squad.
that. I don't think they're
They
gonna do that.
wouldn't. Would it be? It'd be funny. I think it'd be funny.
I don't think they would do it. I don't. I feel like they're gonna. The fact it was like the interesting thing about the lineup so far that you have Ghost, Taskmaster, and everything in here is interesting to see of what they'll do with them based
Yeah.
off how their stories are in the movies. A lot of people I can probably understand of people being upset that Abomination's not in this. Um, I think there's probably gonna be more to it, particularly with Captain America and Thunderbolts. The new Captain America, and I think She Hulk might give us more uh thoughts on that once the show gets closer to the end, and everything like that, especially how the show is going right now.
How many episodes we have in that?
It's a total of 9 for this show. We are 3 episodes in so
No,
far,
we're on 3 episodes in. We're way more than 3 episodes in.
or 4,
And I think it's way more than. Oh yeah, 4.
4. It's way more. I'm
Yeah.
like, what are you talking about? Oh, stuff like it's. But I feel like this is just what I feel right now. But I think, and I could be wrong, and that's fine, and all that stuff. But I think She Hulk might have some things that might lead into these those two movies in particularly. What, I don't know yet, but we'll see what happens. Oh, we're 5 episodes in She Hulk right
Oh,
now.
okay, got it.
We're 5 episodes in on She Hulk right now. And all that stuff. But yeah, so Thunderbolts. That is the end of Phase 5. That is so that's you're looking at 2024 right there. For that ending right there.
All right, question.
Yes,
So first off, Red Guardian's in it. That's a pro. That's why I'm gonna see the movie.
of course,
Uh,
of course.
um, do you think we can get where there's a possibility
No,
for, for getting the
no,
Winter Guard?
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it.
Disney Plus. Put on
I
Disney
knew it.
Plus.
I knew it. I
Put
don't
on
know
Disney
yet.
Plus.
I don't know yet. And there's because like here's the thing. Some of them because like if I remember correctly, isn't one of them a mutant?
Yeah, Ursa Major. He was
There we
in Black
go.
Widow.
There we go. He's in Black Widow, but he's not a
Yeah.
we don't. That's probably just as him, not as
Yeah,
his
he's not. Yeah,
his
he's not a
mutant.
mutant yet.
So it is. It was also heard that talked about that we're not going to see X-Men anytime soon, like soon.
Got
And
it.
in all honesty, I'm fine with that and all that stuff. I mean, we're not getting Fantastic Four for another couple years, and I'm fine with that and all that stuff and everything. Here, oh yeah, and everything like that. So I don't think Winter Guard. I think for Winter Guard because I think that comes into play with a lot of other things, and with that deals with like X-Men too. So
Right.
I don't think we'll get that there. We wouldn't get that in my opinion and all that stuff.
Because like if you think about it, we got there's like two of them that are like Slavic gods, which I mean we got the whole Moon Knight thing introducing gods, and then Thor.
I was gonna say like I
And
don't. I was gonna say Moon Knight didn't introduce. I mean Egyptian gods,
yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah, but like the idea of gods in the MCU, and then we got
More
Thor that did the
gods,
same thing.
more
Yeah, yeah.
gods, more
And then
gods.
there's Chernobog and pre-run, which is the gods inside, Winter Guard. Then you got the Crimson Dynamo, which is Iron Man, essentially. Um, and then you got kind of like a I'm not gonna say a mutant because she's not a mutant. Um, it's like an undead person. I don't know what you would say.
See, there's like a
I
lot
don't
of
know.
things, and I don't. It's
But
like
then you got the werewolf movie coming out,
it's a show,
and then
special
yeah, the
technically.
show, and then that could possibly lead into not Swamp Thing,
Man thing.
Man Thing. There
That's
you
already
go.
there. There's already like
Yeah,
somewhat.
you're.
There's already like a connection in that already within the trailer
I
itself.
do. I really thought they were going to introduce Man Thing inside um, One Division. Not gonna lie, I really wanted that to happen. And then you got Ursa Major, which is a mutant. So like, you need to still introduce like a lot of them. So,
Um,
what do you think the possibility is though? We get down the road a Winter Guard.
it could be possible.
Okay.
I don't think right now is a good time.
No, not right now. They already got their stuff slated for right now. It's
Well, that and then of course it's in
good.
Russia,
Yeah, that's true. But they don't gotta film in Russia.
huh?
They don't gotta film in Russia.
I mean, if you want that,
Just film in like Colorado. It's
uh,
snowy and rocky.
I mean, it's just more of the fact it's just like I would love to see what happens, but
Have
I
Yelena join the Winter Guard. That'd be cool. She's kind of yeah.
make it a little different. Yeah.
Yeah. Have Yelena instead of Red Widow. You can have Yelena become the Red Widow.
Mm-hmm.
That's a solid choice. Um, then you need the other one still.
I would you can I
So,
would say you can still keep Red Guardian.
well, yeah, because you got Red Guardian, and then you can have Yelena become the MCU's Red Widow,
Yeah.
and then you would need Dark Star, and then you would need Ursa Major to become the mutant,
Mm-hmm.
and then you would need Chernobog and whatever the other one's name is, and
Well,
then you would need and then you would need the Crimson Dynamo. But then the thing is, in Black Widow, they refer to the Red Guardian as the Crimson Dynamo, so I'm not really sure because they're two different characters.
no, I think you could do something with that still.
Yeah, have Tom Cruise be the Crimson Dynamo. That'd be cool.
Wait, was
It's like an Iron Man kind of.
wasn't technically who was the villain in Iron Man 2? What was his name?
I don't know his name. Oh, I know who you're talking about. That's
Yeah,
Whiplash, though.
it's Whiplash though, right?
Yeah, make him the Crimson Dynamo.
Or family or somewhat family relation to it in some way.
His son.
Ivan Vanko, that's his name.
There you go.
That was the
Wasn't
name.
his son? Wasn't his son in that too? Right? Or no, his son. His son was a part of it, wasn't he?
The
His son
son
died
was
or something like that.
the son was Whiplash. So remember in the beginning of
Oh,
2,
right. Okay, I
the
was thinking
dad,
Whiplash and then the son. Okay, yeah.
yeah, the dad was the one that knew Howard Stark and all that stuff.
Right. So then, yeah, just make Whiplash his son the Crimson Dynamo somehow.
Yeah, he had a son, he had an illegitimate child somehow. He didn't die.
Yeah.
He didn't die, right?
No, he got put in prison, I think.
Okay. It's
Didn't
possible.
he?
Possible. It could be
Or make
possible.
just make Whiplash Crimson Dynamo.
Or yeah, like
He
I
made
said,
a
or
he
something
made
like
the
that.
suit in a prison with a
Yeah,
box of scraps.
exactly.
Yeah. How cool to be like see like a prison Mach 1 Iron Man. Like out of prison attire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'll be those are down the road and all that stuff. As we just get ready to focus on the next couple things that are coming in
Right.
this slate and all that stuff. To round up D23 is the Disney part. I hate you.
What do you mean? I didn't do anything. I'm just
I
listening
hate
to
you
the thing.
so much.
I'm just I don't even have the doc. I don't know what you're talking
What are you
about.
talking about? I'm literally looking at the doc and I see your cut and I see your darn mark on here and all that stuff. I was literally gonna say something about that and not, but I wasn't gonna say that though and all that stuff and all that stuff. But anyways, on to Disney parks, they're mostly gonna be focused on Disneyland because everything else in Disney World is we already know about and all that stuff, which is
and also
Tron,
everything else is hypothetically speaking.
and everything else is freaking around the world and don't care about right now because
And also everything else is all hypothetically speaking.
what else is hypothetically speaking?
They're like, what if we did this? Did you watch the panel?
I didn't watch the panel. Well, I didn't watch it.
The stuff that you put is like the only actual concrete we're gonna do this.
Yeah, that's the only thing because it's the only thing I care
Everything
about.
else,
It is the only thing I care
everything else,
about.
everything else. They're like, we could do this.
And all that stuff.
What the
Everything
heck?
else is like I care about. These two things are the only thing I care about. And all that
Well,
stuff.
no, there's
Really.
a lot of stuff that's supposed that they could have done to our park, but they're not gonna do. Like they're not gonna do any of it.
Yeah, because Disneyland is they're stuck in political turmoil with land bought and all that stuff and everything like that
Yeah,
and everything like that. So it's like, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? And all that stuff.
that's true.
But two
That's
things
the
that are
state we live in.
yeah, the two thing. Well, I think it's just more of the city than it is the state. In my opinion,
These are both really.
and all that stuff.
What's
Um,
happening?
the two things that are happening in California Adventure, particularly Avengers Campus, getting a new attraction. How they describe it is you fight alongside the Avengers to go against King Thanos, who is a variant of a Thanos that actually won in Endgame, or got the stones and everything. and all that stuff. So that's gonna be interesting to see. The next thing that was there and everything, because I just wanted to pull it just to pick fun at it, but somebody over here just wanted in the doc decided to put whack and all that stuff
Yeah, the suit sucks.
and all that stuff. And there's now because of course you can do meet and greets with a ton of MCU characters at Avengers Campus. They're introducing a new one, which is going to be Hulk, but it's going to be the Hulk that's in his quantum suit from Endgame when they went to go through the quantum realm and all that stuff.
Like
But
wearing the full helmet
it
and
wears the
everything.
helmet and everything. I'm like, what?
So
That is weird and all that stuff. And then this fool puts black and all that stuff.
I'm just gonna say it. Yeah. Nah, yeah, it's a wax suit. Cool
It's,
idea. Wax it.
it's cool. It's nice to know that they're adding Hulk as one of the heroes, but I think like the whole fact that it's in the suit, he's in the suit, and I seen it too. I
Yeah.
saw that part. I saw that part and everything. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
It's weird.
If you're gonna put him in a suit, I get it, but like having the helmet on just kind of kills everything for me.
Yeah, but I think that's probably like they. I don't know if it's something that what they could think of at the moment. I mean, when they're because I'm
Not.
sure
I
there's
think it
something they
was
wanted.
just. I think it was just actual boundaries. Like you can't do a legit Hulk kid. You know that
Why? What do
actually
you think? Oh, you think just is it cosmetic
because
wise
it's
or
like
just
I think it's cosmetic wise. I
okay?
think that's the reason. But yeah, I get it. But like,
Yeah.
it's you could have. I feel like they could have came with a better solution.
Yeah. So I mean, like, we'll see what happens and all that stuff from
Yeah.
there and all that stuff. Next thing, also within California Adventure, Pacific Wharf will be reimagined as San Francisco, Tokyo in from Big Hero 6. The image they showed is interesting, but is it going to be the whole thing?
Yeah, it's the whole wharf.
Is it going to be the
Whole
whole
wharf.
wharf? Ooh, this is going to be interesting indeed. And all that stuff, but that's like a couple years away and all that stuff, most likely. And all that stuff. So we'll see how that works out. But I mean, it was interesting because I like the the thing about it. Why are you saying this in Spanish? That last part. Why
Wait,
is that? Why is that
it
last part?
auto corrected. It auto corrected to Spanish.
It
Why is that
also
a thing?
Ernesto de la Cruz from Coco, if I'm correct.
Yes, that is correct.
He's currently there now for the for Halloween stuff, right?
Yeah, and I don't know if you saw the makeup for it and the actual character.
I just saw a TikTok of it.
Dude, it's freaking awesome. If he can like move his mouth, the teeth are prosthetic, but they're like in his mouth.
Yeah,
It's awesome, dude.
it's pretty cool.
It's dope.
And all that stuff. I'm just
Yeah,
it's cool.
it's pretty dope. I mean, it's only for Halloween though, so
It's only for
that's
yeah,
what kind of special.
it's only for Halloween. So
And it's only if you have the actual ticket, the special ticket for after hours.
the Oogie Boogie Bash.
Yeah, he doesn't come out for
I
regular
remember
tickets. Actually.
I remember when the last time I went to Disneyland when it was for my birthday a couple years ago
Oh yeah, and they were having that.
before pandemic because I didn't know about it until we got there and all that
Yeah,
stuff and we just found out about it and it was like oh it's another ticket. I'm like oh that'd have been
yeah.
nice to find out sooner and all that stuff
And the
just to
thing
like
is,
check it
and it would have
out.
been easier. It would have been easier for you guys to get tickets because, like, it feels like they once they started it after the pandemic, like tickets sell out in like an hour.
Well, no, they were all gone the day we were there.
Yeah, but like day of it makes sense. Like tickets are sold out for the whole year in like an hour
Oh yeah, because
after the pandemic.
it's
Like before, it was like
the
you can
whole
wait a couple days.
the whole like reservation because we were like look my mom and I were looking into tickets of
Yeah,
maybe going and the process of getting them and all that stuff is very interesting
yeah,
now and all that stuff so
yeah,
it's like okay it's gonna be tougher because like we were
yeah,
because we were looking at these that I want to say in July and but it only went up to like beginning of September
yeah.
to what you want and all that stuff. So it's like, oh, we have to wait till September to see
Well,
what
no, not
happens.
the regular tickets, like the specialty ticket for the Halloween thing.
Yeah.
Those sold out for the whole
Oh yeah, yeah.
New
Oh no,
Year's
I
Eve
believe
in
it.
like an hour.
No, I believe
Like
that.
it's crazy.
No, I believe
Yeah,
that. I definitely believe that and everything. So it's
yeah.
tough, but we'll see where it happens. I
Which it
don't know if it's
wasn't
gonna be
like
this year.
that after before the pandemic. I don't know
Oh
why
yeah, I
it's like
believe
that
it.
now.
I believe
Yeah,
it. But
like before the pandemic, like you can get tickets like a month in advance. You know what I mean? Maybe. Like they go on sale, you wait a couple weeks and then you get them. It
Yeah.
wasn't a big deal.
Right.
Now it's like I'm not staying up just to get tickets. So
Hmm. But yeah. So new attraction, new look, new reimagined look in California Adventure. Surprised they didn't add anything for Star Wars. The
Star Wars
only
concepts.
the only thing about Star Wars they added was Mandalorian is going to be around Galaxy's Edge. That's it.
That's because they put it in like in a time zone. They put it in a time capsule. They can't really do too much within that time capsule.
Oh no, it doesn't
Yeah,
look like it's a base because you're saying. Are you saying
it's
it's like it's
yeah,
set based in a certain time frame of
yeah.
the
I can't remember what
lore?
it's between episode
It's supposed
two
to
and
be.
three, I think,
It's
or
supposed
something like
no.
that.
It's supposed to be
I forgot what episode it was.
6 and 7.
6 and 7. There
It's
you
supposed
go.
to be six, which is but here's the thing. That's a very long time frame
Yeah, but I feel like they could have just been like, it's a band.
and all that stuff. Well, I mean, it's like I feel like you can still do something now and all that stuff
Yeah,
and everything. Like you have the storyline, and now that you have, and especially with the Mandalorian lore,
yeah,
there's your stuff right there, and all that stuff.
yeah,
And I think they're finally taking that step, adding Mandalorian in there
yeah,
and all that stuff. And I'm hoping they do more with it and all that stuff. But I think it's just more of the fact of the land, particularly in Disneyland, the land itself, that
yeah.
area, and all that stuff.
It's kind
It's
of,
jammed. Not
yeah,
jammed, but it's like that's it. There's no way of expanding more to it if they needed to,
yeah. I
unless
think
they buy more land.
no, I think I saw that they had something. I can't remember who I was watching. They were like, they have, I forgot how many acres to like the left or something like that. That they could have did something. I can't remember what it was.
But
It
yeah,
was
but
something.
I think that's probably just more of the fact that they're just trying to make sure they have enough land so that way, if in case they need to do
Yeah,
other stuff and all that
yeah,
stuff. So it's like Disneyland is just like, oh,
yeah,
we can do this, but we're stuck with these restrictions from the city
yeah.
and all that stuff. Meanwhile, Walt Disney World gets a goddamn Tron ride.
Wait, well, dude, have you seen Tokyo? Well, Tokyo's not even owned
Yeah, Tokyo's
by
not owned by
Disney.
Disney. Yeah, it's owned by
Yeah,
somebody else.
so they get to do whatever the hell they want.
Yeah,
It's- they get like badass stuff.
but Disney does get a say in all that stuff though. Also,
Yeah, that's true. But like for the most part, they can do whatever. But
so, but we'll see.
and if they want to, if they want to make a new land for some whatever reason, like they could. Like
Yeah,
they own the country.
yeah,
Like, it's like you know what? We're gonna make a land devoted to that one scene from Wreck It Ralph. Like
and all that stuff.
that's not even a Disney movie, is it? Oh yeah, it is. Yeah.
Wreck-It Ralph is a Disney movie.
Yeah. Hey, did you like number two? I didn't care for number two.
I haven't watched two.
I didn't care for it. Number one was
No,
solid.
wait, no, wait. I think I did see two.
It's the internet one,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you
yeah.
go on eBay
It's
and
all
stuff.
right. I'm not gonna. It's all right.
It's not as good as one. I
No, one
don't
is
think.
good. Yeah, one is good.
Yeah, one is solid. One
Yeah,
is solid.
and all that stuff. And but yeah, it's fine. It's good.
I think because the villain was so much better in one. I think that's what made it really.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think because it's like
Yeah.
it's because especially with those kind of with that kind of sequel, because you're opening it up to more things. How's the first one? It was more
With
locked in
condensed.
within its what it could within that pretty much the arcade is within
Yeah.
that limited world and all that stuff.
When you go to the internet, it's like,
When you open it up and especially doing something like that where it deals with
yeah,
so many other things,
yeah,
there's I don't want to say there's limit I don't want to say it's limitations in a way, but it's like you need to be you have to be careful about what you're saying about what stuff and everything like that.
yeah.
Especially if you're a Disney movie where it would influence a lot of stuff, kids.
They should make like a three where Sugar Rush becomes like an esports. That'd be kind of funny, actually.
We'll see.
That'd be,
And all that stuff. Moving
that'd be kind of
on
cool.
to the next section of our stuff, we have a couple games that have been announced and talked about in Bruffa, along with some more stuff. First things off, we recently had the Assassin's Creed showcase that was happened this past couple weeks, and pretty much gave us some details of not only the next game in the Assassin's Creed franchise, but also what they plan on coming into the future. First things first, we will talk. First things first, the next game in the series which is now we called Assassin's Creed Mirage. It is set to be coming out in 2023. It is set. It is actually it's actually connect. It's actually set 20 years before the last title, which was Valhalla. So there is a connection there because you will be playing as Basim. If you don't remember, he was first introduced in Valhalla and everything. And if you've played out throughout the story, you know there's some crazy weird things about him and all that stuff. But in that story in particular, that game in particular, there were some crazy things that happened and all that stuff. Speaking of Valhalla, finished the Ragnarok DLC.
Oh, what did you think of it?
Weird way to end it.
Yeah,
Weird ending. I was like, I'm like, that's it.
it
Honestly,
feels kind of open ended.
I see. I get that, but I was like, at least give me something to like to tease me,
Yeah,
and stuff
yeah.
and everything. Like, especially how the main stuff ended and all that
You
stuff
feel like
in the real world,
unsatisfied, kind of,
in the real
in a
world,
weird
because
way.
like yes, yes, the timeline of Assassin's Creed is the most weirdest one in story lore and everything. When it,
Yeah,
especially when you mix it with historical and modern day stuff that I mean, well, their modern day stuff, it's weird. Especially how Valhalla's ended and all that stuff. It's weird. It's just weird of where it goes now and all that stuff. So I was hoping for Thor, because Thor Ragnarok, how that was going, felt like there was something gonna go, like there was gonna be some teasers of something at least. But no, didn't. Not I'm not disappointed. I was just hoping for a little bit more
right.
and all that stuff. But yeah, so you will be playing as a young Basim, pretty much learning his way, become a thief into becoming an assassin, or as they called it beforehand back in the day, a hidden one. I don't know and everything stuff, and for that stuff, it is this game is going to be more is going to step away from the open world RPG aspects of from what we've seen from the previous three games, and you're looking something more of something from what you've seen from the very first game, if not the first two games of the series and everything. So that's going to be a nice fresh change coming out of this game. We expect this to be again next year. It is going to be coming to mostly every platform and all that stuff, except for the Switch, of course, because they can't run it. But Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, PS5, PS4, PC via the Epic Game Store, to the Ubisoft Connect Store, or via their Ubisoft Plus subscription service, or via cloud using Amazon Luna and everything.
Imagine like a hidden blade controller for your Joy-Con. It'd be so cool.
It's like you just attach it right here, and it's like
Yeah,
you just shake the hand and it pops out, and then
yeah,
and
that'd
all that
be tight.
stuff and everything. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be interesting. So Young Basim, they did show a trailer. For the game, it was a cinematic trailer and everything like that. So no gameplay and everything. Which I have like a few questions about already about when this game's gonna release and
I saw
everything.
on TikTok. I saw on TikTok someone took the trailer and then put the Prince Ali song over it. it
That sounds
was
interesting.
it was
So
hilarious.
where was I gonna say? What 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 was I gonna say? Oh, the way the first trailer ended, it's gonna bring up some question. I feel like there's some interesting stuff that's gonna happen there, particularly with how what you find out in Valhalla, particularly and all that stuff with Basim himself, and everything. I'm saying I'm probably torturing his name wrong right now, but I apologize for that. For that and everything. But I feel like that's gonna connect somehow in some way, and all that
Maybe
stuff.
it's Bassam.
Basim, I think. I don't know.
Maybe.
And all that stuff. But I not only that,
Um,
but not only did we get a brand new game coming out next year, we also got a few things coming out pretty not in the short term, but also in the long term. Start off with the short term. Valhalla will get its final story DLC coming later this year for free, no extra charge and everything like that. Um, and everything, and it's pretty much it'll pretty much see Eivor go through his final journeys of leaving Ravensthorpe, pretty much from what it seems like, and it looks like a little bit more based off the little trailer they showed off in the showcase, and everything. But That is going to be later this year. I will of course be playing. I am of course be playing that. Hopefully, on a first go through and not wait every 2 months like I did with Valhalla. In general, um, but other than that, that is for short term. For the long term, not only we did get one, but we got two new main title Assassin's Creed games that are coming out in the future. One titled Codename Red. It is the game that everyone has been begging for since pretty much the games come out, and the game will be set in feudal Japan. It is going back to open world, so we are getting so it's not going to be so we're all going back to the open world aspect on it and everything. And so far, no release date on it. But not only that, we also our second game is gonna be is I code name it's titled Codename Hexe, and everything. Based off there wasn't much off the trailer. It's just more of a teaser, and all that stuff. From based off from what we can tell, it can be based off like witches and all that stuff, like witch trials, and whether it be like the Salem witch trials or some other stuff and everything. But we'll probably won't find out more until like way later on about that. And then lastly, they brought up some more information about Codename Infinity. This is more of their hub to connect their games together and all that stuff. What they talked about is going to be how Infinity uh, will try to bring back multiplayer to Assassin's Creed in a standalone experience. Pretty much how I look at it is more of like how Warzone what Warzone is to Call of Duty and everything like that right now. How they have Warzone as a thing, and then of course their games as their premium stuff for that stuff. And we'll see where that goes and all that stuff. But that is what we have from the showcase Assassin's Creed. Manny, what are your thought? What were your thoughts on what's presented of the future
That
of
would look
Assassin's Creed?
dope. Looked awesome. I like the whole step back from the open world aspect of it and more classic looking Creed gameplay. Sounds dope to me. I like the theme. Theme looks cool. That's all I really have to go off. I can't really go off of a cinematic trailer, but it seems like it's gonna be cool. I'm excited for the Japan one, surprisingly, more than the Hexy or Hex. That's it.
That you
No,
want
no,
to
that's it.
know? I'm excited.
Concentrating.
I'm excited for everything. I mean, I'm a big fan of the series and everything like that. Um, Mirage is gonna be fun to come back to that old original style and everything. I feel like they're gonna probably, if they keep going with this, I feel like they're gonna try to do a whole balance between open world aspects, RPGs like they've done with the last two games, and maybe they'll have a few games that'll come back to this original style of what it was originally with Mirage and make that balance with it. I'm excited for Japan and stuff. I know it's been something people have been wanting for so long and everything. I have always been more patient about it. It would be excited to go to Japan. But the fact that it's finally happening is awesome. Hex is I'm actually very interested and excited to see where that goes. For the very small teaser it gave us, I'm very very interested of what it's gonna do and where it's gonna play at and all that stuff. And but the only thing I ask for and out of these games a lot is give us some more modern storyline stuff and everything. I I need more of that and all that stuff. In some way. And maybe Infinity is that somewhat way of doing that, but we'll see what happens for that and all that stuff. Or we'll see. We'll see what's happening. Uh, and we'll see where that goes from there. Other than that, on from one big franchise to another one and everything, and that is Call of Duty, of course. Call of Duty did their have recently just did their event, which is called Call of Duty Next, and the way they described it was talking about not only what is to come this year with Modern Warfare 2, but also what they said the future of Call of Duty in general. And first things first, I watched the event. Though I'm interested in seeing where Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2.0 goes, I'm a kind of little disappointed about how they presented it because, especially for the if you're going to talk about not just your current title that's coming out this year, but if you're going to explain about the future of Call of Duty itself, you have to bring a little bit more to the table. And prior, that's just me coming off from watching also the Assassin's Creed showcase when it not only gave us next year's title, but the next two titles of what's coming out. That's just probably me just being like greedy in a way. But at the same time, it's just more of like if you're gonna show me what's gonna be the future of Call of Duty, you need to give me a future and all that stuff. Like you need to give me a map line and all that stuff and everything like that and everything. But other than that, we did get our first look at multiplayer and Warzone 2.0. We also got the new map, which is actually called Al Mazar. I can't even say that. I don't know if I said that right, but that's pretty much what it's called. Um, Also, the beta was this past weekend for PlayStation players. Um, I got to experience that this past weekend to try check out, see, get to enjoy it. And I have to say, it's a very interesting time to see where this game goes and all that stuff.
Right.
Because a lot is riding on this game, not just for the fact that uh, it's Infinity Ward to Modern Warfare 2. The name itself just carries a lot of weight. This is gonna be now. This is now the first Call of Duty title in this, guess you could say, new era of Call of Duty titles because this is gonna be the one that's gonna have a 2 year span of content because they're no longer doing as of now. There's from what they said, this is no longer they're no longer doing yearly releases, and so for between titles. So now not only you're now gonna have an extra year to have this game provide content, not just for multiplayer but also Warzone 2. So a lot is riding on this and everything. I will say multiplayer from what they provided and what they talked about. The interesting things about it is Gunsmith it's totally different way from what it is back from the previous three games. Um, Pretty much how it is, you start off with one gun, and when you level it up, you'll get something that's called a receiver, and it what that does, it branches out to another gun, to a new gun. So it's a family of guns, and when you level up one gun, not only you unlock a new gun within that receiver for that new receiver, all the attachments you gain from that one. So like the M4, so one of the families is the M4. The next thing you can get is an M16, and then there's other ones after that. Any attachments you unlock from the M4, um, from that, once you get your new receiver for your M16, all those attachments carry over to that gun and everything. There will be specific attachments for specifically for that model of gun, but as long as you're leveling it up, you'll be able to. It's all within a family based kind of thing, and that shows it when you're looking at when I was playing in the beta. When you level up the guns, it'll be all cool.
Right. Yeah. I
And
didn't get to play the beta.
well, yeah,
Yeah. But
everything.
seems
I mean,
saw
this
gameplay. It looks cool.
it's gonna be it's been interesting. Like I said, the gunsmith has been interesting. They changed perks. So how perks now work is you get two perks to start. And then you have two more perks, but how they work, you have to like play throughout the game in order to get them and all that stuff. So you have a total of four, but you'll start the match with two, and the two more will in a progression kind of way and all that stuff and everything. So that's interesting to see. They added a couple new stuff, a couple new things such as attachments and all that stuff, or like field upgrades for that kind of stuff. There's like a deployable camera you can do where you can toss a camera to a certain spot. You can look at it if you want to. There's an inflatable decoy field upgrade where you can just drop a decoy in the game. So that was interesting to see. Um, the maps that they provided in the beta so far, they're all right. And everything. And everything I haven't had. They're not. I'm not saying they're a pain, but they've been all right. And then they introduced like two new modes coming to multiplayer. One is called Knockout. Um, it's pretty much, how can I say this? It's search and destroy without the bomb, pretty much,
Got it.
and all that stuff. And so it's like you'll knock them out and take them out. And then the other one they have is what's called so pretty just ask me that in here. How you put it in the text?
I don't want
Um
to break your momentum. Your momentum was going.
no, you could have went so for anyone who's watched, for those who don't know, May had just put so R7 cameras in Mirage's alt and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So it could have just asked the question, and so he just puts it in the text.
Again, your momentum
So
was going, so I
you
put
could
it
have
there so we can
asked.
come back to it. We
You
can
could have
get back to it.
asked midway. And also, and the next one is, but the other mode is called Prisoner's Rescue. It's similar to something in Siege and all that stuff. So it's like the breach and rescue and all that stuff. So there's that. So there's some siege elements into this and everything like that for some of the modes, which is pretty cool. It does provide more of a tactical approach in game in their mode with their new stuff they've provided. So it's gonna
It's
be
almost
interesting to
slide
see.
cancel. So that.
You, so okay, side casting is not a thing, but there's a way to do it, but you have to go like change some settings in order for it to work in some
All
way.
right.
Yeah. So it's
That's
like,
weird.
yeah. So it's like, cause like, so normally like in the past three games, slide canceling is a thing. You slide and you can jump if you wanted to and all that stuff. That's it. That's how it is. Here,
Yeah.
it doesn't do that and all that stuff. If you actually like try to do it like you were like if you're playing regularly, it actually doesn't do that. But
Right.
apparently some people found a way to get it through changing a few things in the settings and all that stuff
Of course they did.
and all that stuff, but it might get patched or something like that, so we'll see what happens there. um what Another few things about multi Spec Ops is making a return to Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. It'll focus on two-player cooperative experience and everything, and it's supposed to, on a story basis, supposed to continue after Modern Warfare 2's campaign. And a new thing they announced that is coming to multiplayer and later on is they're adding raids into Modern Warfare and all that stuff. Based off what they're trying to do, it's going to be a three-player cooperative engagement requiring teamwork and strategic puzzle solving thinking in between bouts of intense combat. So based off what they say, um, pretty much when went into season one of Modern Warfare 2 content begins, that's when we'll get our first raid, and everything. But not we don't know when officially, when that happens. And I'll talk a little bit more when we get into talk a little bit more about that in a bit and all that stuff. But so far, my experience with the beta, I've enjoyed it so far. I've enjoyed it. I've had a good time on everything. The guns feel nice. There is a little bit more recoil into the guns than usual, and all that stuff. You can feel that once you start using them. I love the gunsmith. I think it feels like a less grind way to get all the guns out and all that stuff. And hopefully they'll implement that into future titles more and make some tweaks and changes here and there for that stuff. Um, but I've been having a good time with it. On to Warzone 2.0. It is not Warzone to first things first. Warzone 2.0 does not launch on the same day as Modern Warfare 2. It'll actually come out on November 16th and everything, and that also begins the first season one of the Modern Warfare 2 content flow, such as like for new maps, guns, and all that stuff, and everything. I've already mentioned the map. The map does gives out a blackout feel vibe to it in a way from what it looks like, which is interesting. Um, a few big things. We will have swimming, water mechanics and everything like that. So you can swim and everything like that. The interesting about it when you're swimming or if you're in the water floating, you're only holding a pistol. You're not going to be able to hold your gun you're holding that you pick up or anything. So you will be holding a pistol for that. So that's something to look into on that to know what's going on. Um, Vehicles are still a thing. Um, the one interesting thing about it is the circle. So of course, if you're right known to battle royale, you get a circle, it closes in after a certain amount of rounds. What Warzone 2.0 is going to do is it's not when the first circle starts begins, it'll actually split into three different circles and everything, not one big circle. But apparently it's more random. It's not going to be something that's going to happen every time. So when the next thing happens, there'll be three circles throughout the map, and it'll shrink in from there, and it's supposed to converge into one single safe zone towards the end and everything. So there's an opportunity of if you happen to be in one circle and you're next to and you happen to be close enough to the next one, there is a chance there's gonna be gas between it. But if you happen to have a gas mask, you can go into the next circle, into the other circle if you wanted to.
Now it's still gonna be gas.
Oh yeah, it's still gonna be gas, of course. It's still gonna be gas, of course. But like I'm saying, like if you the three circle storm and you actually happen to be like at the edge of the circle you're in, but you still have a way to get into the next circle, the other circle. If you happen to have a gas mask, that makes it to make it a little easier for yourself. Go into the next one and all that stuff and everything. Go into that other circle and everything. See what you can do to get out there and all that stuff and everything. Another big thing is the gulag, and boy, is this a big one. This is gonna be an interesting one. Very interesting one. So of course, if you know the regular format of the gulag, it's a 1v1. You get a loadout, you get a gun with you and all that stuff, and you have to win your way out to go back into the map. Warzone 2 Gulag 2.0 is now going to be 2v2. How this works is you will be partnered with a random person that's in the gulag also. So you're pretty much teaming with a an enemy, and you have to team up with that person to win your gulag. Um there's AI in the gulag. So there will be like an AI, I forgot what they call them. A jailer, the jailer, that's what they're calling them and all that stuff. And if you happen to shoot him and kill him, he'll drop a jail
Oh,
key. So if you get that jail key, it'll let you know and they'll show you where the exit is. If you get out the exit, you're out of the gulag. So there's a couple ways to get out now. You don't when you get into the gulag, you start with your fist, but there's gonna be guns on the floor to pick up and all that stuff. So you have to go grab those guns and all that stuff to do that and all that stuff. So like I said, it's 2v2 now. It's gonna be you're with someone like an actual person, but it's not from your team. It's gonna be someone else and everything. So you have to work together to get out. RBGs may become a thing in the gulag. Who knows for sure and all that stuff
that'd be cool.
and everything. Let's see here. There's gonna be something called strongholds in the map where it's like it's if you're similar to Fortnite in a way where there's certain areas on the map when there's like an AI boss or something like there or like an AI person where you can buy things from that person. That's similar to what's going to happen in Warzone 2.0 where these strongholds where you have similar people that you fight and all that stuff. Not fight, but like talk to and all that stuff and everything. So there's gonna be like a little bit more AIs in there and all stuff. Not only that, they're also gonna bring in a new extraction mode titled DMZ. This if you've for anyone who's played anything such as like Escape from Tarkov, heard of that game,
Nope.
it's similar to that and everything in particularly. And then pretty much how they say it is the main premise is about choosing your own experience within the war zone, working socially if you wish, or and collecting gear to keep in your Call of Duty Warzone 2.0 inventory and utilize them from match to match and everything. We don't have that. That's as much as they're going to provide it, but they're planning on giving more details when comes closer to launch and everything. This will launch as part of Warzone. So this will be if you're just a Warzone player, which is going to be free to play when it comes out on the 16th of November. DMZ will be included on that with that. It's not going to be part of Modern Warfare 2 on the Modern Warfare 2 side of things.
What was that one game I played at E3 at the Alienware booth?
I forgot what it was called.
That was a cool game.
Stuff, but I know what you're talking. Yeah, it's not like that, but it's not bad.
I just couldn't remember the name of the game.
Yeah,
Kind of wanted to play it again.
Stuff. The map looks nice. The gameplay they provided. One other thing, big thing, what it feels like. So it looks like it's official. I don't know if it's official yet, but it looks what it's saying. No loadouts. You can no longer buy loadouts.
It sucks.
And everything. What it does do is within the new buy station, you have an option to buy weapons within the buy station or upgrade weapons. So it looks like there's a chance of you being able to buy your custom gun that you've made within the gunsmith. So there is that, at least, and all that stuff. How it works, I don't know yet. The game, they did show off people playing Warzone, the new Warzone on the new map, but I didn't get to see enough like gameplay of being in the buy station and all that stuff to see where it goes. So we'll see where that goes and all that stuff. So, but the thing interesting about that, there's no perks also in the game too, which is also interesting and all that stuff. So we'll see where that goes and all that stuff. I don't know. I'm excited. I'm interested to see where this goes. I'm excited. November 28th is when Modern Warfare 2 comes out. Warzone 2.0 will be November 16th. That will be included with the DMZ mode when that comes launched. That'll also begin the launch of season 1 of Modern Warfare 2 content and everything. So there's a lot. It's going to be interesting to see between now and then what more they're going to bring. Like I said, the only thing I'm upset about the event in general is just the fact that they didn't provide more info about their the future of Call of Duty in general. They did talk about Warzone Mobile and everything, which is a thing that's going to happen. It's going to come out. The only thing interesting about that in particularly is that Battle Pass progression connects with your main account and all that stuff.
Isn't mobile like getting really, really popular?
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like not any. I don't think, particularly in the Call of Duty community, I don't think not many people would trip about it as much. Really,
Dude, I remember it was popping in college, dude.
stuff like
We'd
mobile's a
be
big
like
thing.
we'd be in class and we'd just be
Yeah, mobile's a
smashing
big.
COD.
Yeah, mobile's a big thing, and like I'm probably gonna end up like getting Warzone Mobile, but more for the fact of the shared progression stuff.
It drains
So
your battery fast. I know that.
that is too. There's that too.
Yeah.
But we'll see where that goes and everything. But Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2. It's gonna be fun times. We'll see where this goes. October 28th is the release date. If you happen to actually pre-order Call of Duty sooner, Call of Duty now, you actually get a week early access to the campaign, if I read that correctly. So that's cool. So I get to start the campaign sooner and then come launch, play multiplayer. A few tidbits of the beta currently. When this episode's out, the beta will be done from the first weekend, and so and so how first weekend worked. Early access for PlayStation players who pre-ordered the game or got a code the first 2 days, and then as of this day of recording and the next day are the last days for open beta and all that stuff. And Thursday and Friday, it's gonna be open to all PlayStation players and early access to who pre-ordered it on PC and Xbox. And then that Saturday and Sunday is gonna be open to everyone on all platforms and all that stuff. So that's your little tidbit on the beta if you want to get a shot at that. And that's pretty much it on Call of Duty side of things. Manny did add something. to the doc and everything on
Yeah,
there.
but I couldn't really find anything on it. Like I found out what it is, but I can't find out when it is or where it is.
So for
I just
those,
know it's happening. So
so
we can just skip it if you want.
to provide a little context, and we'll see where we go with this. For those who don't know, if you haven't list, pay attention to our YouTube channel. We did do a reaction series to the show Grimm for the very first season and all that stuff. It is to TBD right now if we're going to continue that right now at the moment, um, and all that stuff. But it looks like the stars of the show will be starting a podcast where they do inside stories and rewatches of the all the episodes before that and all that stuff. There are a couple of podcasts that do this already, but it's good to see that they're doing this for Grimm and all that stuff.
Yeah, and this is with the actual stars, but I can't find out where it's happening, when it's happening.
Yeah, they'll probably get more information later. There's not
Yeah,
information yet on stuff.
yeah. So,
Wait, no, I'm
just a
saying
little
no, no, no,
tidbit
no. There's people that actors on their show that are doing podcasts similar to this.
on Grim. Really?
Not Grimm, just other shows.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I know they do it on the shows.
No, but, never mind. I'm not gonna say anything. And all that stuff. But um, other than that, we'll go ahead and end it here and all that stuff. Of course, this is the No Name Podcast, where we our bi-weekly show where we come to you every other Wednesday, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, here on YouTube, Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and many other podcast services. We're available and everything. If you happen to be watching this on YouTube, don't forget to drop a like, leave a comment down, tell us what you think about anything that we talked about. Click the subscribe button and also click the bell so that when you let us know of when any of our shows will go live here on the YouTube channel. If you happen to be listening to this on either Apple Podcasts or Spotify, don't forget to drop a rating and a review on Apple Podcasts so that way it helps us out so much and everything. Manny, anything to say before we go? We go.
Don't do dumb things.
That's
But
very
it.
that's very vague coming from you. Anyways,
Yeah,
anyways,
you know,
we will
I didn't
catch
have anything planned.
we will catch you next time and everything. And don't forget to check out our new show, the No Name Sports Show, featuring me and Manny. It's our new monthly sports show and all that stuff and everything. Episode 1 is already out on our YouTube channel, and episode 2 will be coming in October. But we'll catch y'all next time. Peace.